Guys, welcome back to the Burton Life. Today is a beautiful Saturday. We finally have some fall weather. We went to the zoo last night and it got a lot colder than we were expecting it to, so we did not last very long with Maverick. And Remy had a jacket, but we feel like she probably needed a thicker one. So we're going to probably try to find her a good hoodie to start wearing for the fall. But today, I think it's 65 degrees, something like that. But our bodies are so acclimated to 90 plus degree weather that it just feels so cold, even though it's really not that cold. Nick is outside. Don't know if you can see him through my dirty window, but he's right there. He is watching the Oklahoma-Texas game, which here in Oklahoma and Texas, it's called the Red River Rivalry. For those of you outside of these states, if you don't know what that's called. So that's what's going on today. He's hanging out outside watching on the deck, loving this weather. He's bundled up with his blanket and hoodie and everything, and he's got shorts on. So of course, why not have shorts on whenever it's cold? Maverick's sleeping. Remy's somewhere. I don't even know. She's in the house. She was down by her room. But today we are going to do some cooking and some baking, or at least I'm hoping some baking, because it's fall, so of course we need deer chili. So we're going to make some deer chili, and we're going to show you guys how we cook it. We do cook it without beans, just because this is his dad's recipe, and it's just good, and it doesn't really need beans, and we're not really bean people. So we're gonna cook that. I'll kind of show you a little bit of how I do that, and then gonna make tacos for lunch, and then I'm gonna show you what I've been working on the other side of things with my baking, and we're gonna see if it works. We'll see. But I'm defrosting some meat right now because it didn't fully defrost. It hasn't been out long enough, and we'll get to it. There she is. So let's get to cooking. Alright, we are gonna get started, and I'm going to pull the crock pot out. Typically I like using the liners, but I don't have any liners right now because I hate having to clean. I hate dishes, but I really hate having to clean the crock pot. But that's okay. But this recipe, it will actually, it'll make quite a bit. We usually don't eat all of it, but we'll make do. So I have I think this is supposed to be a pound of ground beef. So we have a pound of ground beef, a pound of sausage, he just went and got that this morning. So we got a pound of ground beef, a pound of sausage, and then it's like 1.5 to 2 pounds of deer meat, and it wasn't thawed at all It was very frozen, so I'm having to defrost it in the microwave, and we don't like having to defrost things in the microwave. We'd rather just set them out and let them defrost on their own. But nobody's got time for that. So we're gonna cook the sausage and the ground beef to begin with. And so that way we don't cross-contaminate anything. I have 2 smashers. It comes from all those years of going to food handlers classes. So let me get this open. It likes to spew everywhere, so I try not to. Woo! And it still spewed everywhere. Alright. And now I'm splashing it everywhere still. There's a lot of juice in it. We like to get fresh ground meat, ground beef. We like to get them straight from cow rather than letting them go through all this processing and buying them at the store. So we'd rather pay a little bit more for a cow to be butchered and get some of that, because it's just, that stinks. It's just good meat, tastes good, doesn't hurt my stomach. So let's get all this chopped up. Put a little Worcestershire in it, just because I like the flavoring of it. Leave that out so I do the deer meat. I'm going to do salt and pepper. And you'll see here in a little while, but we add a lot of pepper to the actual crock pot, because it gives it a little bit of a kick. But you have to be careful, because sometimes we've tasted it, done taste tests, and we're like, oh, it needs more, it doesn't have enough. But then over time, as it sits, it gets stronger, and we've made it way too hot and spicy for me. So, gotta be a little bit careful for that. If you like spicy stuff, then go for it. I do not. Ooh. It is a little bit warm, so I'm going to set it aside until I'm ready for it. Okay. Now I got to get the sausage opened. Sausage is still a little bit frozen, but it's one thing I will not put in the microwave to defrost. I feel like it cooks it before it defrosts it, and it just gets that rubbery taste to it, and we just don't do that. Sorry, I'm having to. Maverick's asleep on the couch, and it just freaks me out sometimes. He gets so still. I have to make sure he's breathing. And he is. He's doing good. Growing like weed. We have had a rough week this week. He got his 2-month shots on Wednesday, and since then he's kind of run a low-grade fever, and his legs have just been really sore. Like that night they were really sore, and he was not a happy camper, and he is not a crier, and so he's more like a whiner, kind of just whimpers. And that night he was not happy because his legs just hurt so bad. I ended up having to do skin to skin and just to get him to calm down, and then finally I was able to feed him because he didn't want to eat either. So that's been our week. Alright, so I'm going to add a little bit of chili mix to the meat. Not a whole lot, just because I don't love the flavoring of it. How you doing, sis? You coming in? Is it too cold? Yeah. Too cold to swing? Yeah. Okay. You just need your stool? Okay. Got the top of your head over there? You're a mess, kid. Alright, sorry. We have been having some technical difficulties today, but I finally figured my phone out. Apparently, my apps and everything were signed in under Nick's Apple ID, and it was reading all of his apps on his phone plus mine, and so it was telling me that my phone storage was full, which it wasn't. So we got that taken care of, and now I've got all kinds of storage. So I did not get to finish telling you what all we do. So in the crock pot we put the ground beef, deer, sausage. I put all 4 cans of tomato sauce, and then I ended up doing, I think, 3 cans of water, and that was way too much, and so we ended up having to, Nick scooped some out, and so now it's a lot better. I haven't tasted it yet, but it smells incredible. We've had it on high all day, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it to warm. Let me show you what it looks like. Whew, steamy. It is smelling delicious. Ooh, and then I made a mess. I'm not left-handed, so a little difficult. Alright, so there's that. I was gonna walk you through how we do tacos, but I was frustrated with my phone and couldn't get it to clear up in time to even do anything. So Nick went ahead and just made lunch, and we did them differently. So I'll just have to show you next time how we cook tacos. It's how my nanny always cooked them, and they are just delicious. Let me make mine and Remy's bowls, and then I'm going to walk you through what else I've been working on. Alright, I've got my Frito chili pie ready. I can't put a whole lot of cheese on it because I am nursing Maverick, and dairy just does not agree with him. So I've already been, if you follow us on Instagram, or Facebook, I have been spit up on quite a bit in the last few days. So we are cutting down and not doing any dairy other than a little bit of cheese here and there. So in our tacos today, Nick picked this up from Dollar General, and I didn't like it by itself, like just tasting it, but putting it on stuff is actually really good. And it just comes from Dollar General. Avocado lime, and it's 80 calories, total fat is 9 grams, total carbs is less than a gram. So, I mean, of course it's got all this million ingredients, so you know it's not good for you, but
here I am.
Still tastes good.
Here I am.
There you are. But I'm out of that, so I need to get some more. The thing I was going to show you, we got a fly in here. So I've been trying my hand at making my own sourdough starter. So I tried, I've been talking to a cousin of mine that I don't know her, and she's very sweet though, super helpful. She started making sourdough recipes and her own starter, I think she said 4 years ago, and still been going strong, and has actually turned it into a business. And so I'll put a link to her Instagram down below, and you can check it out if you're in the Tulsa or surrounding areas. She actually does classes, and I would love to go take one of her classes just to be able to learn a little bit more about the sourdough and what you can make with it, what all you can do, because turns out I'm really clueless. I have no idea what I'm doing. And it was actually going really good for a little bit, and then for some reason it kind of backed off and stopped doing as well. So we're trying to figure out, me and her, I've been sending her pictures and videos of it back and forth, and we're trying to figure out why it's doing this. And I've also put some in, no ma'am.
No.
So I've actually tried starting a second one in this jar, and it's actually doing a little bit better than the other one. I do need to feed it today. One thing that I started out being very clueless about the discard and feeding was, obviously I knew you had to put something into it, but I never knew the amounts of anything to take out of it, to put back in it. What do you do with the stuff that you take out of it? Found out that until it becomes active, and that's got like all these bubbles and everything, then just throw it away. It was smelling after like a couple of days, and she was like, if it smells, keep going, because most people give up after it starts smelling, because it smells like soured milk. It's a little gross. So we are trying to figure out why it's not working, because I really want to make some bread, sourdough bread, maybe some rolls or biscuits, and just to try it out. I hear it's good for gut health, and we all know that I need help with that, so we're gonna keep trying it, and I'll keep you updated. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. We'll see you next time. Bye.